Hello everyone. In the previous video we discussed the topic of humus and how it works. As we know, soil is an ocean of nutrients. Which part of the soil is having more nutrients, and how do these nutrients get available to roots, we will discuss now. Soil is an ocean of nutrients, then where there is a nutrient, in which data and structure of the soil that maximum nutrients are available or existed. As per the research, we came to know that the quantity of nutrients continuously increases as per the depth of the soil. And that means a deeper soil is the ocean of nutrients, which means in the forest also there are maximum nutrients available in the deeper soil. There is less nutrient in the upper surface of the soil. But there is no deficiency of any nutrients in the plant body of the forest. Which means entire deeper nutrients are coming towards roots and getting available for roots easily. Which are the agencies that are taking deeper nutrients and supplying to the roots? And that was the point we have to discuss. There are 4 natural systems sent by the God, which are involved in the process of the uptaking of deeper nutrients and availability to the roots of any plants in the forest. Then I studied actually what is happening with this system of nature, how they are activated, how they are working, and what is the result. At last, we can see that God has created a self-reliant, self-developing, self-nourishing, by which all the nutrients are available to the plant body naturally. In this process, 4 natural systems are involved. 1. The food cycle. 2. The capillary force. 3. Cyclone. 4. Activities of local earthworm. 1. Food cycle or nutrient cycle. There is one law of God. All matters are returning back to their original place, because nature wants to balance its system. There are so many nutrients cycle that existed in nature. For example, the carbon cycle, nitrogen cycle, and water cycle. The atmospheric carbon, which is taken by the roots from the atmosphere, by means of the photosynthesis process, is deposited in the plant body. And when the life cycle of the plant body is completed, those bodies fall down on the surface of the soil, and it is dried. In raining season it decomposes, and carbon is taken from the atmosphere. Again, carbon returns back to the atmosphere by the decomposition of the plant body. 46 to 48% dried body of any plant is constituted by only organic carbon, from which air carbon is taken. That air contains carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, and all other components. In the normal stage, 10 lox parts of the air means 1 million parts of the air, and there are 280 to 300 parts of the carbon. If the carbon content in the air is reduced, then the photosynthesis process decreases. To maintain this natural 300 parts per million level of carbon in the air, God has created a carbon cycle, so that taken carbon should return back to the air, and the balance should be maintained. If the carbon content is reduced to less than 300 parts per million, or on another side, if the carbon content in the air is increased by more than 300 parts per million, again the speed of the photosynthesis is reduced. Because of industrialization, chemical farming, and luxurious restaurants type lifestyle, we are emitting maximum carbon into the atmosphere, and the natural level is totally disturbed. And now the carbon level in the air is going up to 500 parts per million also. As a result, the capacity of the plant to give production is continuously reducing. To maintain the nutrient balance in the soil, it is very essential to return all the residue of the crop to the soil in the form of mulching. That means, if we will utilize the entire residue of the crop as mulch on the surface of the soil between 2 lines or 2 plants, then all nutrients taken from the soil will be returned back to the soil. If we will burn the residue of the crop, then the nutrients will not be returned back to the soil. Nutrients in the soil become imbalance, and ultimately roots will not get nutrients, and will be committed to purchasing and utilizing chemical fertilizers outside, and the Indian economy will be exploited. So to maintain the nutrient balance in the soil, we have to utilize the entire straw material, residue crop, only for mulching purposes on the soil. There are 3 types of mulching. 1. Soil mulching. 2. Straw mulching. 3. Live mulching. Soil mulching. Soil mulching means the cultivation of soil. There are three purposes of cultivation. 1. To air the soil. Aerobic bacteria and the roots want oxygen for their survival. So we have to mix air in the soil. Aerobic bacteria and the roots in the soil want oxygen for their survival. For that purpose we have to give available oxygen through the air, which is why we are erecting the soil. 2. Both microorganisms and roots want moisture for their survival. And for that purpose, to give available moisture to both, we have to conserve rainwater. And to conserve rainwater, we are going to cultivate the soil. 3. Third reason for the cultivation is weird control. In the uppermost 4.5-inch surface soil, 88 to 92% microorganisms existed and activated, and 95% oxygen taken roots existed. In this 4.5-inch surface soil, humus is created and deposited. That means this 4.5-inch surface soil is having entire fertility and productivity of the soil. That means we have to cultivate the soil with those instruments by which this topmost soil will not be destroyed. But when we take a dip digging by tractor, entire soil is totally destroyed. When we dig the soil by tractor, entire topsoil is hidden inside the soil. There is no oxygen inside. There are carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and ammonia, poison gases that kill the microorganisms. Humus is totally destroyed and the soil is also destroyed. So, to maintain the fertility and productivity of the soil safe at any cost, dip digging by tractor should be avoided. So, the three causes of the cultivation are: 1. To give supply oxygen. 2. To conserve rainwater to give available moisture. And 3. Weird control.